Great to meet you, Keith. You play the role of Lou Solverson in Fargo. Now, we haven't had a chance to see these characters, so tell us a little bit about the role that you play.
I play Lou Solverson. I'm Molly Solverson's dad. I'm an ex-cop, and I had a brush with death, which I survived, and I've now wisely chosen to move on from law enforcement. I run a diner, and I do a lot of fishing. Okay. And I try to give advice to my daughter Molly, who's played by Allison Tolman, and she is a police officer as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, wonderful. So that
officer.
So yes, I mean that is sort of the iconic thing about the Fargo the movie that people know and love. What were your initial impressions when you read the script for the TV show?
Well, you know, when I first heard they were doing it, I thought, yeah, how are they going to live up to that? Well, what they've done is they've lived beyond the original. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it's listen. The original was it was genius, that movie, and I think that Noah Hawley has more than captured the essence of that. And what we have here is 10 hours further down the road from where that movie started, and I was very excited about the prospect of it. And then when I read the first script, I thought, oh, okay, yeah, this is gonna be terrific.
Really?
Yeah.
Something special.
Very, you know, because it captures the essence and the tone of the original, and at the same time, it has moved beyond that in terms of, you know, where audience sensibilities are now as compared to when that film first came out. Mm-hmm. You know, we change, and I think that what we're doing here is going to more than live up to that sensibility.
Right. Well, and the medium's different too.
Well, the medium is different, but we actually have a little more freedom here, I think, because we have 10 hours to tell our story this time. Right. And so that makes for a lot of room. And I think that the form perfectly matches the content in terms of the story that we're going to tell. The space in which we're given, in which to tell that story it's kind of a perfect match.
Ah, perfect.
Yeah.
And is Calgary a perfect match for Minnesota?
Calgary, it's the ideal place to do this. The facilities available here are such that, and there's a very deep crew base. I mean, there are a lot of really experienced and professional people working here. There's a lot of production that goes on here, and they were certainly prepared and equipped for the harsh environment of a winter in this part of the country, especially this past winter, which was cold.
Some cold days.
Yeah, some cold days. But you know, the cold is a character in the show. I mean, that's a part of the story is how people deal with that environment. Mm-hmm.
I think one of the things that people loved about the movie was the quirkiness and the idiosyncrasies of those characters. Tell us what you were able to sink your teeth into.
Well, listen, it's a small, very distinctive kind of a community in the northern middle of the country. There is that Nordic sensibility that sort of infuses everything, you know. The accent obviously has its own distinctive quality, and it sort of belies. I mean, the accent kind of sounds, it makes the people sound as though they're maybe slightly naive, slightly innocent, and there might be some truth to that because it's a very small community. They're not in the hubbub, and so when things start to occur, when the kind of crimes that are being committed are revealed, it's shocking to these people, and there is obviously the way that the personality of the community is such that when they're dealing with something as appalling and macabre as what is going on here, it gets pretty funny.
Yeah, and that's where the comedy lies, right? Can you give us some expressions?
Some expressions. Well, I don't know. You mean in terms of the language?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, with the accent, yeah. Because at one point I'm talking to my daughter. Like, normally I might refer to her as being an officer of the law. Well, with the accent, it's an officer of the law, and officer of the law. You know, and people are much less likely to. Shoot a waitress than an officer of the law. You know?
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Darn tootin'.
Yeah.